The history of maritime trade in Liverpool is synonymous with the history of the city of Liverpool. Since the early 13th century, the city has been alive and active. It rose to prominence during the transatlantic trade of the early 18th century, when Liverpool served as the nation's western gateway for commerce and industry, as it does even to this day. Liverpool has the fourth largest port in the country and is soon poised to be the second largest with the announcement of a new free port. Working in this enormous labor-intensive industry are a countless number of seafarers, men and women who work on merchant navy ships. 9 out of 10 things around you were brought to shore by seafarers. In fact, during the pandemic, our global economy was kept afloat by seafarers, literally. They were more than essential workers. And these seafarers arrive by the thousands to the shores of Liverpool every week. Seafarers are a niche community of essential workers working behind the scenes. The nature of their jobs demand that they live and work on merchant navy vessels for several months to a year at a time, away from family and friends. During this time, seafarers experience challenges of a different kind that is alien to most of us. The kind of emotional struggles that seafarers go through range from enormous amounts of stress to loneliness and depression and mental health issues. In a very real sense, seafarers are locked down during their jobs on a metal vessel bobbing on international waters for the entire duration of their contracts. And as Christians, it is sobering to realize that these men and women, these seafarers, need the gospel. These seafarers need the good news of Jesus Christ, the good news that a holy God saves sinners. This is where the work of Maritime Christian Ministries come in. Maritime Christian Ministries, MCM, exists to serve seafarers arriving in the ports of Liverpool, Garston, and East End. Serving out of Liverpool, MCM seeks to care for all seafarers, irrespective of their religious beliefs. In a general sense, the life of a seafarer is marked by loneliness, resulting from a physical separation from their families for many months. They are under constant pressure of work and potential danger resulting from their nature of work. They live in a communal space with a constantly changing relational dynamic resulting from being with a multinational, multi-ethnic, multilingual, multicultural peer group. Their connection to the outside world is often disrupted through the loss of free access to phone, internet, and social media. When moved on a port, the pastoral care of a chaplain contributes well to the physical, mental, and spiritual well-being of seafarers. For the Christian seafarer at sea, the loss of access to a local church is a loss to their spiritual well-being for many reasons. The Christian at sea does not enjoy the comfort, encouragement, love, and discipline of their church family for many months. Furthermore, if they cannot find a Christian colleague at sea, they cannot find fellowship in prayer, Bible study, and basic Christian accountability and vulnerability for discipline. This is where MCM comes in to equip, resource, and disciple these Christian brothers and sisters at sea. Our chaplain gives time to fellowship with them, to pray, study the Bible, and in some cases lead a prayer meeting or a service on a Sunday afternoon. Christian seafarers could request shore leave to attend a local church, prayer group, and enjoy hospitality at the chaplain's home. During every visit, our chaplain takes lots of Bibles and Christian literature to give to Christian seafarers. In recent years, social media has been a great blessing to keep in touch with Christian seafarers and encourage them in their Christian walk and witness at sea. At MCM, we pray earnestly for local churches all along Merseyside and the northwest of England to partner with us in taking the gospel to seafarers. Truly, the ministry of MCM began as the love for seafarers started to wane away among local churches. We would very much love for local churches to realize and renew this first love. In that sense, we pray passionately for local churches in Northwest England to give for the work of MCM, not just give their money. Of course, parting with our money has become something that is easy. A press of a button and the local Christian comfortably outsources their missional responsibilities to their church elders. At MCM, we are praying for local churches to send men and women to volunteer with us, to send elders and Sunday school teachers, to send ministry trainees and musicians, to send their young and old to carry the good news of Jesus Christ up on a ship's gangway to weary souls of seafarers who arrive at these shores every day. Consider the Apostle Paul's cry in Romans 10. He surely cries out in prayer for people to come to a knowledge of saving faith, but he immediately resolves to making a case that when it comes to the salvation of men and women, praying alone is not enough. For how then will seafarers call on him in whom they have not believed? And how are they to believe in him of whom they have never heard? And how are they to hear without someone preaching? How are they to preach unless they are sent? Without the work of Maritime Christian Ministries, there would be little to no evangelical presence in the ports of Liverpool, Garston, and East End. This means that we serve as ambassadors of Christ in preaching the good news of salvation to seafarers who arrive on these ports. Think about this. Historically, and by nature of their mission, conventional Christian missionaries are sent out to reach the many peoples of the world. In case of Maritime Christian Ministries, the peoples of the world come to us. What a great opportunity to share the gospel. What a great blessing to bring seafarers to Christ. What a great joy to hold forth the word of life.